This is Company of Heroes history. Hello and welcome to another episode of Company of Heroes history. This is a little bit different. I say a little bit different, it's very different. This is the first 4 versus 4 game we're going to look at for episode 14. Here we have a very special 4-4 as well, because this was advertised at the time as the brass only 4 versus 4 game. We have Architect and Route 1 and Razor and Nystrom playing as the Wehrmacht in the eastern side of the map. And if we switch over to the Allied side, you can see that we have Golradaer in the south, backed up by AmericanPatriot, who's not a player I'm familiar with, but New Name and Bentguru. So we have, I believe 4 people who were kind of registered experts on GameReplays.org. And certainly I recognized right off the bat 7 of these names. So I think this is really a strong set of teams to watch battle it out on this enormous map. Maybe the biggest map in Company of Heroes, Route N13. I believe it's Route N13. This is going to be such a huge map. I'm not sure how possible it is going to be to keep on top of stuff, so I'm just going to go with the play-by-play. Enormous numbers of pioneers and engineers in the middle now, fighting over this area. Clearly, wire is the is the option here. It's the choice from the Access team, trying to wire off everything in the middle to keep this middle VP under control. Bite coming over to help with this. That'll help a great deal here. Getting it at short range, where it does a little bit of extra damage. Also getting some repairs in. If they don't focus fire these repairing pioneers, that one engineer squad down, poof. And that is the first squad wipe we see of, I believe it will probably be very, very many. Bike's got to be a little bit careful though. Can't afford to go down. Does manage to sneak out of there, I think. But these pioneers may go down now, and now the engineers seem to be fighting back with a vengeance, pushing through here now. The one bike on its own is not enough to sort of... also, it seems all there here comes some Volks and a couple of extra pioneer squads. Oof, 2 Volk squads. Some from Nystrom and from Architect here. Clearly the Axis are prioritizing this middle road. I wonder if this is the route itself. Here we go. Jeep coming now from the south to try and help out. MG coming too from RAL 1. Looks like there will be some fighting over this church. I think that's a pretty standard move, but in this instance, it seems like the Allies have got that under control. The Vevet aren't going to be able to get over there. The Jeep tried hard to stop these units getting in this building here, weren't able to do so. Jeep now in a little bit of trouble depending on where this MG decides to shoot from. Not in time. In the meantime, we have a little bit of one of these scrappy, awkward fights in the south. A couple of units sat in needed cover and long range, taking an age to take each other out. Yeah, looks like the Allies will lock down this church area. Another MG in this building here. Be able to fight out with this MG42, prevent it pushing forward. This fight's still going on in the south. Not much going on there. A little bit of a concerted effort by Bentguru to push towards the north of the map, where we see, I think this might be the biggest house on the entirety of the game. This enormous mansion, which just about overlooks this VP, but not a lot more. This fight's still going on in the meantime. These guys are looking awkward here. We're going to need, yeah, exactly. We're going to need some snipers or some flanking flamer squads, maybe some grenades to push this out. It's going to, it could well be. Oh, Jeep went down over here. Don't hit by those Volks grenadiers. Look at this very awkward thing. We've got 5 MGs all within one screen, which I'm just going to move here. Very awkward indeed. Definitely some indirect fire is going to be very useful, and this mortar from the Allies is going to contribute to that in the first instance for sure. Engagement in the north. This Jeep is still, not Jeep, excuse me, the motorbike, still doing a really good job. Not doing a lot of damage. Oh, the riflemen decide to push in here, trying to take it out, and oh, the massacre, they do go down. Absolute nightmare fuel for the Allies here. It's a very difficult situation. They're running across negative cover. Thought he had the opportunity to take those out, but paid for it with their lives now. This squad here as well could also go down. The rifles are really struggling. Yep, another squad wipe there. Flamers combined with Volks grenadiers and a sniper. That is not the sort of combination you want to be sitting in a house with. Oh, we see the first use I've seen in this series of sandbags being used to block off areas from walking infantry. As there was a very famous phrase about something about sandbags forcing my men to go other ways or something like that. This example this is a better than wire in that it can't be cut, or at this time it's anyway. Oh, another rifleman squad dead. Sandbags could not be cut with wire cutters like the barbed wire ability could be. So in a sense they were kind of like super wire. Took a little bit longer to put up, but once it was up, it was even harder for infantry to bypass. It required essentially a light vehicle to come and crush that, so you could get through and open up that way again. So a nice effort there from Golradaer to block off this southernmost flank. It looks like he's got some here as well. So this munitions point is pretty safe down there, as was the VP and another missions there. Although having said that, the Volks are now pushing through. Certainly have a force advantage here now, pushing through from that middle section. So the Allies are going to be a little bit careful. I was sort of mentioning earlier, wondering if they have the fuel advantage over on the Axis side, and saying not really. It seems pretty even in fuel then, as far as the players are concerned. Although we do see some teching now from the Allies. A supply yard coming down from Golradaer and from AmericanPatriot, whereas we just see more tier 1 from the two players in the north. A nice little balance there. Hoping to keep a decent force on the field, although these Volksgrenadiers, and there's going to be another squad wipe there. Golradaer this time loses a player. It loses a squad. Big trouble. He's decided to go for another Jeep, presumably to try and take out that sniper, but that's not going very well. Route 1 sassing Golradaer here. Micro those rifles, indeed. I think that's probably some pretty solid advice, although coming from the Wehrmacht, you've got to be a little bit careful whether to trust them or not. Oh god, Golradaer is really desperate to hold down the south. Now backing up those sandbags with tank traps. Another layer of sandbags behind it. It will make it basically impenetrable without the use of some demo charges or something of the like to get through there, because of the double layers of sandbags. That's layer of sandbags both in front and behind the tank traps, so that's something to watch out for. Yep, here we go. That's exactly what he's going for. The middle here is a bit of a stalemate. This wire is really doing well. Wire cutting's ability has come in for Noonan there, so they'll be able to push down that middle road, supposing there are no MGs lying in wait for them, although the sniper should be able to help with that, as well as the mortar. Now we do have a motor pool. Oh, big push. Yeah. These Volksgrenadiers with MP40s are going to push off and try and get this point. It's not a cut-off point, I don't believe. It won't cut off these munitions further forward, but certainly you want to keep that online if you are the Allied team. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, look at that. That's another squad wipe here. Golradaer is having an absolute mare. This is not what I was expecting to see from him in this game, and certainly not what a lot of people who know and remember his 1 versus 1 exploits would have expected either. So I'll just quickly check the teching. So yeah, 1 motor pool, half track. Second motor pool, we don't know what he's gone for yet. A supply yard, and the supply yard just about going out. So let's see what the Axis are up to now. Let's kind of look at Razor's perspective for a second. So I don't yet see any teching there. Tier 3 going up from Rail 1. No teching in the south and none in the north. So looks like the Allies are going to get a little bit ahead in teching. So they're clearly behind in map control at this point. So they've got to be a little bit careful. Yeah, so they've got to be a little bit careful they don't get pushed off the map and kept off there. But with this coming out, we see the quad half track now. There won't, I wouldn't have thought, be any reasonable counter to this in the short term. Razor in particular doesn't have one. Just a few units on the field, not a great deal. The map control in the south now, all of this effort from Golradaer down here is kind of going to waste now, because the Architects Volksgrenadiers were able to just push down through the middle and get all this on side pretty early on. Another engagement in the north. But look at the elevation change here. It's so steep it looks like almost vertical. Yeah, look at that. From the perspective of the default camera position. Very awkward indeed. 1 sniper here, pushed down the middle of the road. In danger of going down. Don't want to do that, especially when you've got veterancy in place already. A couple of rifleman squads here. We're trying to push down this road. Pushing out from the MG. Although actually it looks like the Axis have managed to clear out the church and got that online. That's a very nice move indeed. And very helpful to lock down this munitions point, and this is one of the secondary road that goes through the middle of the map. This munitions point coming back now on side. In the meantime, we do see these two riflemen squad are not in a good position at all. This elevation is absolutely driving me insane. It's so steep there. Oh dear me, they're gonna have to get out of there, I think. This could be another couple of riflemen squads. Bentguru, you gotta get out of there. He throws a grenade at that MG. Doesn't manage to even decrew the MG. And getting himself in a lot of trouble. Attempted Panzerschreck kill there. And now they're going to have to try and retreat down this road with an MG firing after them. That's another couple of squads wiped there. Big trouble. The Half-Track from Golradaer is in there trying to help out in that situation, but not going to be able to, and it does get Fausted. Nystrom's wishes who was that? Razor's command does take it down, and that kind of little short-term power spike that we were expecting from the Allies is now over. Let's see what's going on in the south now. Another American Patriots half-track now, pushing forward, trying to scare off these Panzerschreck stormtrooper squads. They're in that house now to get one shot away. But with this mortar here and a flamer squad that could also push forward, they're getting a little bit careful here. Quite isolated down there, although we do see a little bit of infantry support coming along now too. Snipers might be able to get these two. Oh, those two flamer squads should go down to this MG. Yeah, both go down. We also saw an M8 shooting there as well. So the light vehicles, I thought, that the worst of the damage would have been done already and they'd be okay now, but it seems like they are going to be able to push in. Another couple of squads get down there, although these Volkswagens may be able to get off that killer Panzerfaust, although it's going to be close. They do get it off just before they are taken down. Row 1, happy with that. Certainly happy to see that going down. Oh, they see these. Oh my word, those stormtroopers we saw pushing down in the south. I was worried about that happening. Didn't have enough infantry support, and they not only did the stormtroopers go down, dropping their Panzerschreck, but they also lost all their supporting squads as well. These mines on the central road have been an absolute godsend for the Axis so far, taking out or contributing to the taking out of a lot. Oh, I believe what we're seeing here is one of the famous bugs of patch 1.5 that we'll go into in more detail. Yep, if you see there, the M8 just with every shot was doing engine damage to the Puma, and that was something that was accidentally put into the game. Ooh, much to the trouble. Oh, that not shot big to him. Much to the trouble of Allied players, of Axis players all over the world. That's something we'll look at in a Blitz edition shortly, I think. Nice little bug to sort of see happen in the flesh. Ostwind from Architect. That means that Architect must have gone. I believe Architect was the south. Yeah, he's gone directly for tier 4. Nothing in the meantime. Huge numbers of units in the middle here. If there's any artillery on side, could really do some damage here to this Allied force. They've decided to. Ooh, I wouldn't think that's going to do too much good. A Stug now coming to help. Might be able to chase off this. Oh, I believe that was some friendly fire from the AT gun taking out that M8. No armor skirts on it, so they do take an enormous amount of damage and can go down in pretty much one hit to Allied AT guns, particularly if the AT gun AP round ability was popped there. Certainly an M8 is no match for the Allied AT gun, that's for sure. This central road area though has been locked down by the Allies now pretty tight. They have that nice. Oh, another sniper going on. They have that nice. It's veteran to 2 now on that sniper. That's going to do some trouble. They have the MG nest and the AT there, so they have to do some good damage down there. A little bit of a push by the Wehrmacht back to trying to get this church back online. It's such a huge building. It is very tempting to try and get on site. Oh, no engine damage that time. Not that time either. So we'll have to check again if this is the right patch actually, with the engine damage on the Pumas from M8. So we'll have to see that closely. Razor looks like he's going for a flak somewhere or other. Couldn't see very pink. Oh, a flak on the central road, firing down that road. That could be, if the Allies ever do try and push down there with any sort of like, any size of armor force, they could be in real big trouble there. Looks like a Puma did get damaged, destroyed engine there on a mine as it was trying to retreat. That AT gun now, 57mm AT gun now gets itself some veterancy with a lot of damage. In a really interesting position here where we see these Pumas running around the map using their another damaged engine there. Using their mobility to get a sneak around the map, trying to push off some of these infantry forces. We see another half-track in the south. This Volkswagen squad clearly just trying to survive long enough to get off that extra Panzerfaust and take that out. Will it happen? Looks like it will. Takes it down and then get out of there just in time. A couple of Pumas though going down in the middle. Chaos, absolute chaos. A Stug coming in to try and chase off these two M8s. Relatively low health, but there we go. Another Volksgrenadier squad tried to push through the middle, although with the addition of the Sherman here, it wasn't much without. Oh, that Sherman though could be in trouble if it doesn't run away from this Flak 88. Another shell comes in. Oof. Takes off a huge amount of damage. You've got to be really careful on that road. I wouldn't be trying to move down there if I was that M8. Will it manage to just about gets out of the firing arc of that Flak 88 and will survive? And now we see a big push down here. Looks like a Stu, a Stug, and a Panzer IV from 3 different players pushing down this area. Another Stug coming from the south from Route 1. Oh, maybe even just going to take down the church. That's me. This could be a nice launching point for another push in the south. In the meantime, got some riflemen pushing in the north. Going to get rid of this heavy machine gun squad. Heavy machine gun from Nystrom. Looks like that must have been stolen from the Allied forces. It does go down though now. And this north looks like it may be lost because there isn't a great deal up there from the Axis to keep that online. Another Flak 88 going down from Razor on this road. I'm not sure about this positioning. They really can only fire down this one firing arc. We'll lock down that road to a degree. But there's a lot of houses and things that can be sort of used to dodge the line of sight of that Flak 88. So I'm not sure it'll be as effective. Although, of course, they do such a lot of damage. It can be a good lot of help in anyway. The central now, area of the map is being pushed off pretty comprehensively by the Axis, so they'll be able to get this and the central VP back online, I would think, before too long. Although it looks like we do see some airborne being dropped in here, maybe airborne AT guns, certainly looks like it, in addition to the Sherman tank. So these Stugs and Panzer IV may have to get out of there, can't be too careful. It's Allied MG behind Axis lines here, causing a lot of trouble. Oh, it just is destroyed engine. Looked like an M8 mine there. Destroys the engine of the Panzer IV. Also takes out the M8 itself, and the Stug also goes down there, trying to retreat along this road. God, there's a lot of salvage going on in here. If the Pioneers were ever able to get in here in a little bit of time, to be able to take that out. Sherman now comes in to try and take out this Panzer IV, hitting that rear armor. I think this should very easily go in the favor of the Sherman here. Look at how steep that road is. Absolute crazy town. Shreks to fall back on, says Razor. So he has got these. Looks like he's trying to use them. Oh, although the sniper is going to cause some trouble for that. It looks like he sees them as a fallback point for repairs and reinforcements, and that certainly seems like a good option. Although this one has now lost its crew, so there won't be any reinforcement going on there. But at all. At least, oh, having said that, these Volksgrenadiers pushing in now. Are they going to be able to chase that down? I'm absolutely certain that Razor knows about the news that he's able to click on here and see where that those snipers are retreating to even after they cloak. Oh, that's a big moment there. If he's able to get that Panzerschreck back online, he'll be very happy with that. If the Axis are able to retake that, any Panzerschrecks in the hands of riflemen, particularly if they manage to get any veterans, are an absolute nightmare. Oh, but as it is, they actually lose another squad, and that Panzerschreck will go back in the hands of the Allies. Razor putting up another Flak 88 here, excuse me, holding on to that middle road as much as he can, I think. Although it's another one, pretty strange positioning. I'm not sure this is the best map for Flak 88, to be honest, but what do I know? What do I know relative to these strong players of yesteryear? Ooh, this is going to be a tricky one. He does decide to cancel that and just get his Pioneers out of there, although their retreat path is less than ideal. Sniper does miss its shot, but oh, I'd be surprised if they managed to sneak out of there. Actually, so many misses. They looks like they will both get away to safety. Very surprising that. How yeah, pointing out that they need to get a VP online and stop this triple bleed that's going on right now. Church now online for Raoul 1. He's got this church. It's in a nice position. Can kind of be a launching point to attack either of the south or the central VP. But having said that, it doesn't actually in and of itself cover too much. If you look on the tactical map here, you can see that it really only covers this +5 munitions, which, you know, every little helps, but it's certainly not the most powerful point on the field. Oh, a Panther coming out from Architect in the south. Oh, looks like he might be able to take out that tank, and this on-map howitzer coming down from American Patriot. Might not be able to get that down in time. Looks like it's a huge... Oh, there's a M8 mine there for one thing. Could just focus fire on that and get it to go off. And having said that, this off-map howitzer as well might be able to take that out, but it looks like they will just get through, out of position, decrew this howitzer, or if the Axis are able to take this 105 howitzer, that could be huge news for them. To really, really help their cause. This Panther does a nice little bit of micro. They're getting out of the firing arc of these two AT guns. They both go down. A huge push here. That's a very big moment for the Axis. They'll be very pleased with how that went down. Particularly if they can get this howitzer online. Row 1 seems pretty pleased with that. And is not going to waste any time getting that online for the Axis. Let's switch very quickly now over to the Allied side and see what's going on. Let's have a look at new names specifically for Y1. Looks like he's gone tank but we see a lot of supply drops in the base. Not yet picked up, so he's obviously doing a good job at keeping his units on the map and not in his base. Although here we go, a great amount of fuel and munitions coming in there, enough to fuel the upgun upgrade for his Sherman, so they'll be much more effective against the incoming Tigers that we saw mentioned in chat just a moment ago. Oh, it looks like here is the first artillery barrage from that on-map howitzer coming down. It looks like they come down in here. Although, having said that, it looks like it was interrupted. Interrupted it was by this Pershing from Golradaer. Comes out here. Is going to try and flank around that Panther, although it's putting itself in harm's way for sure. He's going to be very careful not to lose that. That's a lot of manpower. He can't afford to lose at this stage in the game. Does manage to take it out though. Gets double veterancy just for killing that Panther. And will be able to use it. Looks like he's going to get that repaired sharpish and get it back in the fight. Very nice moment there. Getting this howitzer back on side as well is a big moment indeed. Looks like we'll see some veterancy coming in from around on the stew. So clearly when he gets his Tiger tanks coming into the field later, they will already be benefiting from a little bit of veterancy. You can see the upgun is now in. You can see them in the longer barrel here. The Sherman is now upgun to be more effective against the Axis tanks. So it's going to be very important because it seems like there's an awful lot of tanks on the field right now. Howitzer is firing. I wonder where it's firing for. Is it just popping over the hedge here? Seems like it. Or does go down now to the Stug, pushing in. Oh, the AT gun might be able to take that down. Gets a damaged engine. Won't get down instantly though. Oh, and the first Tiger is already on the field. These Rangers are really on the wrong side of town. He's going to push away with that. Let's have two AT guns here. It's definitely enough to do more than tickle that. And that strafe was seeming to be misplaced. Didn't really do any damage at all. Although M9 Bazooka did get down from that Ranger squad, so they're in even more trouble. These two, I can't believe this, these two AT guns are doing enough to maybe take out this tank. If somebody has access to any artillery, they can take out 1, 2, possibly 3 tanks here. Got to be very careful, this is an awkward situation. Just get another shot off, but Jake shoots for the stew, which already has a decent amount of health. That AT gun will go down. The Axis there managed to just sneak a good engagement out of that, what it looked pretty rough. It looks like Bentguru was able to get the area recap, but not the VP. That's still in the hands of the Axis, so it's a little bit of trouble. So what's going back on with this one? It looks like a Rifleman squad was able to sneak in there, get a sticky bomb off on this Stug or Stew that was hiding in the corner, but Tiger may get away. Could have perhaps prioritized its fire a little bit differently there to make sure this Tiger was taken out, obviously with a lot more resources. Oh, looks like an AT gun was pushed down here. Will that be able to take out this X? Yes, it does. Another strafe comes in, this time a little bit more effective, takes out at least a couple of models on this Stormtrooper squad. The Pershing now feels brave enough to come back for some more. Look at that long-range Shrek from the Stormtrooper squad. Takes out the quad half-track that's been causing so much trouble for such a long time. Also, give this guy a medal just for that. He deserves some veterancy for sure. In the meantime, this Doug here pushing the middle. This Sherman's a little bit out of position, although it is going to be joined by some friends here. We'll be fine, I think. Looks like we have a Ostwind, excuse me, pushing the base here, doing a little bit of damage, very low on health, so probably just kind of cause some trouble here. Looked like it did take out a engineer squad as its last action, although seems like it might be in a position where it can run away. It doesn't have a damaged engine or anything, so definitely with a chance. The Tiger is now being healed up in the middle, but these 3 Shermans pushing in might be able to take it out, although one just gets taken out there. I think that must have been the Flak 88 which managed to take that down. Let's see if it does have a line of sight there. Just about, I believe. Well, maybe not. Might have been the Tiger to do it. Nystrom having some issues with retreating. Sometimes that happens if there's been some wire or things, but it's not things retreating, although maybe his units were actually retreating to the wrong base. This Tiger, having just been healed up, is now causing all sorts of trouble now, taking out 2 Shermans, or contributing to the death of 2 Shermans already. Yep, real shame not to have taken that out fully earlier when it was on 5% HP and nestled in this little corner here. Stu might go down to a second Pershing from Golradaer. Let's have a look at from his perspective very quickly and see if he has got 2 of those online. Yeah, I believe he does. 1 in base getting healed up and a second on the field. Well, that's pretty much all he has on the field, it has to be said. Oh, big something pushing in here. Looks like that did actually get shot down there. Yep, there we go. It got shot down by the Flak 88 and crashed into this building. Very difficult to get that on camera, but looks like that's what went down. Gonna have to be very careful from now on using the Flak 88. Oh, a huge amount of artillery coming down here. I'm not sure who it's from. It looks like it might be a bombing run coming from the north. Will it manage to get its bombs out? It does! But they just missed the Tiger. It manages to survive there. Whew, that was a very close run thing. Could have easily gone down. Looks like it's also been joined by some maybe that's on-map artillery actually. Oh, a lot of pioneers going down. The Tiger may survive. Rangers pushing over, trying to do some damage, but it looks like they're not shooting at quite the right thing. 1 Pershing appears to have tried, perhaps a little bit recklessly there, to push into the base. There, this will go down. These engineers have managed to get themselves trapped down here, Golradaer. That's a little bit unfortunate. Maybe brought something down to break them out and get some repairs online a little bit earlier in the game. This pushing is miraculously surviving here. Maybe he's trying to get himself enough. I don't think I'll have the munitions for Allied War Machine, unfortunately. Oh, could be a big strafe coming in here. There comes the plane. Will it get up? The strafe just starts its damage too late. Look at that. Fires all the way along the map down to here, but not a single bullet seemed to hit this Grenadier squad. So not ideal for sure. Volkswagen is pushing down there too. Oh, Golradaer only has a couple of things left. He needs to be very careful. He can't afford to lose this. Another plane going in there. It seems like that Flak 88 was taken out at some point. Unfortunately, didn't manage to see what caused that. Looks like it might have been this airborne infantry squad, which could at this time just throw a single satchel to take out a Flak 88, which is one thing that made them certainly less attractive overall. Looks like there's a push going on in the north, so some blitz units pushing forward, trying to get this VP online. Yeah, it looks like the Axis do have to be a little bit careful about the VP bleed as it is. Yeah, again, these are a little bit awkward because they kind of mix around when you change teams, but it seems like it is the Axis in the east that are having their VPs ticking down at the minute. 2 online for the Allies, so this must be the Axis one. This still online, this forward HQ. Very nice indeed. This airborne infantry squad was trying to decap it, but was not successful on this occasion. This Tiger pushing forward into the north. It's pretty undefended now. This Stormtrooper squad looks like it might go down. And Atiga now helping out with this Sherman could make all the difference, particularly with that armor-piercing rounds. Rao looks like he's going to try and push the middle now. Let's switch over and see this going on from Rao 1. Urging people to keep the bottom online while he pushes the middle with 2 Tigers. Here we go. Could be a big push coming up from this, sent through this little gate here. I just need to see how this goes. Architect not too convinced of his ability. Oh, a huge strafe comes in there this time. It does manage to take out that capping Stormtrooper squad. It looks like the Panzerstreik will be back on side in the hands of one of these Volkswagen squads shortly. Oh, another big push here. Could it be another strafe going in? It is another strafe. Oh, it doesn't just take out these guys here. Takes out some there and continues to strafe across the map. Isn't it interesting how that used to be how it went? It sounds like we have some artillery going down somewhere. I'm afraid it's virtually impossible to keep track of exactly where this is going on. Well, it looks like it was coming down here on top of this Panzer IV. Looks like it will go down. I'm going to go back to this bigger push in the middle, using 2 Tiger tanks, or at least that was the intention, was to use 2 Tiger tanks to push forward and try and get control of the middle, but it seems like some pathing issues have prevented that really from pulling off successfully. This AT gun, for some reason, cannot quite get a shot off on this Tiger. Clearly, its vision is just about blocked. by this tiny little house here. Will it be able to get one now as it tries to retreat? It does, but it doesn't in fact get the penetration. The second tiger finally has joined the party. Takes that one thing there. Oh, something did go down there. Looks like the flanking ranger squads were enough to take out this tiger. We see here more artillery going down. Cannot imagine for the second while this is going on. There's a huge amount of fighting going on in the map all over the place. Veteran 3 pushing now alongside of Veteran 2 pushing in the south. Incredibly strong units, but not enough. Meanwhile, these two Volksgrenadier squads pushing forward into the middle, supporting these tigers. At least I think that was the aim by taking out these AT guns, but it's too late. It's too late. Rao has lost both of his tigers, and that's the only forces he has in the field are these two Volksgrenadier squads. This is looking like real big trouble now for the Axis. Rauer has literally a single unit on the squad. Let's see what the other on the team we've got. Nystrom sitting pretty actually with a lot more stuff in the field. Managed to be a little bit better with his unit preservation. Got a couple of Tigers, a Panzer IV, and a bunch of Stormtrooper squads. So he's going to be in pretty good shape going forward. Actually, PopCap as we speak couldn't be more different than Rao 1. Razor 2. There's a lot of units on the field. It looks like Rao is the guy who, with that aggressive push in the middle, has thrown away a pretty decent force there. Oh, having said that, Nystrom may lose this Stormtrooper squad if he isn't careful. Dropping the Panzerschreck there again, far from ideal. Nystrom is now pushing into the north with this large force of tanks, all of them Veteran 3, of course. Going to do a lot of damage, I think, here. This Sherman could be in a little bit of trouble. If it's not careful. I mean, it might be okay being supported there, particularly if they're able to get some off-map artillery or something to help out with this. But I think he's best getting out of there as soon as possible. Try and keep that alive. Assault grenades used there by the Stormtroopers. Not able to take out any of those squads, but did force the retreat. And they are forced to get away. 2 AT guns here. Probably not quite enough on their own to deter these two Tigers from pushing in. Looks like they will be able to completely clear out this north area of the map by the mansion. And what a mansion it is. Absolutely stunning. Gorgeous place. Wish I lived somewhere more similar to this. To be honest, or a third AT gun here just out of view there. Still not going to be enough. There's a lot of manpower that is likely to go down in the form of AT guns, particularly with the support of this Stormtrooper squad. Although we do see a damaged engine there. Could be a little bit of trouble. No, it looks like he will be fine. Oh, there's some bombing run coming in here. We'll have to see if the plane is able to get them off in time. Might miss everything. That just about misses that Tiger, and it's another bit of a whiff there from the bombing run. Not the first time we've said that on this channel. A lot of artillery going down on this central church now. It looks like they're desperate to try and take that down. It seems like there's a couple of on-map howitzers in this base of... Oh, looks like this might be a firestorm going down here. Perhaps not. Might have been mistaken there. Looked like it may have been a firestorm. Just the end of one we caught there. Going down. Panzerschreck still littering the floor on this map now. Absolute carnage on Route N13, to be honest. These units pushing in now. Looks like those Rangers wanted to get the Panzerschrecks. They do get it, but they immediately drop it and may in fact go down too. Only 85 victory points in the bank now for the Wehrmacht, so they are going to have to be very careful. Nystrom is right to suggest that holding the VPs should be the priority at this point. Getting a lot of these heavy tanks also healed up and back on the field is a very good option, I would suggest. Those AT guns holding down this road nicely in addition to this MG in the house. Big trouble here, although another Flak 88 has been built here in that section of road. Oh, although it sounds like they are getting pushed by these on-map howitzers. Looks like both of them may be being used, to be honest. Looks like they will survive just about, although a couple of squads did go down there. Oh, and there's more artillery coming in now. Huge amounts of artillery coming down, raining down on this Flak 88 area. Woof. Not good news for this Flak 88, although it seems like it may just about survive, which is a minor miracle, it has to be said. We're keen to push the base at this point. Somewhat risky idea, I think, given that the VPs are not currently in their favour. He still hasn't actually managed to capture the Wehrmacht still, even though they have the advantage in the south, haven't actually managed to capture the southern VP, so they are still ticking down. Just down to 69 now. This Pershing, two double Pershing now. It's going to be enough, plenty to scare away this one Tiger. I think with the second Tiger pushing in the south, it might not be quite so easy. Support from these Panzer Shreks as well. Going to help a lot. And the Panzer IV. Looks like we have Panzer... I mean, this might be among the most amount of tanks I've ever seen in one match. Calliope barrage now coming in from out of distance. Oh, it doesn't enough to save that Pershing. Pershing with triple veterans, he does go down. The Calliope 2, the barrage is a little bit underwhelming, isn't able to take out any of these tanks. The second Pershing may now go down. Huge long-range Panzer Shrek there, looking like it's going to take out the Calliope that's repairing there too. Huge damage. The push is coming in the north. I'll go over to that shortly when we see the fate of these two squads here. Looks like, actually, I think we can safely look away and understand what's going to go on there. Push is coming in the north. A lot of Shermans. With a good deal of rifleman support, are going to be able to try and push into this area now, although we see the Tigers are all healed up and maybe plenty to deter that. Did the Pershing go down? I'm not sure. It looks like something went down there. I'm not sure if that was the Pershing or something else, but looks like it could have gone down. One Pershing did go down there that we did catch on film. Oh, looks like a rocket barrage is coming down somewhere. I'm not sure where. Oh, it looks like a huge rocket barrage on these tanks here. Oh my goodness. Actually not doing an enormous amount of damage. We do see a bombing run come in. And once again, whiffs completely. Isn't even enough to take out that Pioneer squad, disappointingly. You see another Pershing and a lot of rifles now pushing into the south, trying to make amends for the losses taken just briefly before. This is absolute carnage now on Route N13 and 16. One of the routes, one of the many routes. North, Nystrom saying he needs a little bit of help as all of these units are pushing forward. It looks like there may be another bombing run coming in. Let's see if this one is a little bit more successful. I haven't seen a great deal of success from the bombing run so far. This one does connect. Managed to take down that Tiger to around half health. I think you'll be pretty pleased to see that going down, to see one of those coming off, given the amount of munitions they've put into that over time. Not going to be enough though. These Shermans are kind of being thrown away here, sacrificed on the altar of the victory point rush that is absolutely necessary when they enter. Ooh, and they've got the opponents down to just 64. Seems worth it to push in there. Look at these AT guns have been dropped behind this Tiger. Should be enough to take it out, or enough to take it out. The bundle grenade from the stormtroopers not quite coming in time to take that down. Looks like this will go down now. Two Panzer Shrek rifleman squads pushing in here. Could be enough to take out this Tiger, although a lot of damage coming in from this Tiger with the Panzer full support. Can't really afford to lose both of these squads. Oh, main gun destroyed. Big trouble here. Looks like that could be two squads going down, both with veterans. See, the Tiger swallows another couple of shots and they've left a Panzer Shrek there. In the meantime, I see another force going in here. Looks like a Puma did manage to get around and flank behind these two AT guns, taking them out. And in the meantime, we have another huge engagement going on in the south with three Blitz Tigers here from both Route 1 and Architect pushing into the Allies' base, trying potentially to take out these unmapped howitzers which have been causing so much grief so far. Pushing us down. Sniper is really getting itself in the wrong side of town. That does go down. One Tiger might be taken out though. Looks like they have lost quite a lot of HP, these two. So Rao's got to be very careful. Nystrom disappointed to lose both Tigers in the north. Oh, looks like we have another set of, this could be some off-map artillery from the Allies. Don't manage to quite get that Tiger. A good bit of micro there from round 1 to retreat that. Looks like he will save both of those Blitz Tigers. Enormous bit of luck there for him. Razor saying that the middle is quite clear. Oh, would you see? Well, looks like it could be a bombing run. It does going down. Not quite the right place again. Isn't able to take out any of those Tigers. Just makes a little bit of damage in there. Nystrom not pleased. He's done something wrong. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but Nystrom not pleased with himself for a moment there. Looks like, yeah, there's an enormous amount of artillery going down. Looks like this is the on-map artillery. Absolutely battering this area, but not enough, not actually hitting these Tigers, so they will, it looks like, get healed up and be back and fighting fit pretty shortly. Allies now pushing the middle, using just engineers, clearly just trying to get a little bit of infantry on the field so they can try and get these VPs back online. Oh, we see a rocket artillery going down somewhere or other. I'm not sure where it is. It could be here where it goes down. Yeah, looks like it. Oof, didn't do a massive amount of damage. Looks like it may have taken out a couple of AT guns. Let's have a look. Yep, one AT gun did go down and was destroyed. Another AT gun decrewed. So, yeah, pretty effective there, you'd have to say. Golradaer, let's have a look at his army now. Golradaer still languishing on just a single infantry unit. Golradaer and Rao 1 have really had a rough time in this game, basically only having 1 or 2 units on the field, although most of the time they have been Pershings or Tigers, so I guess they do have that going for them. This Pat gun right outside the base is a little bit of an awkward situation. So you see 2 Panzerks on the floor there. This could be a really powerful anti-tank squad if it gets a bit of luck. Do see some on-map artillery. Where's it going down? Is it going on the VP? Oh, to tell at this point, it is the VP and does actually manage to take out a unit there. Razor desperate for some salvage to get a little bit more munitions in the bank. In the meantime, we do see the Allies trying to push out again here, but unfortunately the Tigers, as has so often been the case in this game, have just finished being healed up, and it's going to take an enormous amount of manpower and firepower to be able to get those down again. Razor happy to hear that there's plenty of salvage room in the north, so we will be going up there and getting that munitions online pretty shortly. Another Tiger does come in. Is able to take out that flanking squad there. Another AT gun being dropped in. I wonder if there's any way of knowing exactly which way these dropped AT guns are going to face, because it so often seems to be the case that they face the wrong way. Although New Name has that, seems to have that down pat. No problems there for him. Looks like another push in the middle. The Allies are going to be able to get this 1 VP back online. Unfortunately, it seems at this point that they've kind of run out of steam a little bit. I think this might be what we might be seeing here is kind of the accumulation of veterancy on the Axis team is causing them a little bit of trouble, I would see. 1 armor howitzer is decrewed, 2 armor howitzer is decrewed, so they've even lost that indirect fire that can help you come back in this by sort of bleeding the manpower of the opponent. Not good at all. A lot of artillery going down here. See a couple of repair bunkers being going to help out a lot on the Axis side, getting that heavy armor back on side. Oh, a huge off map. Looked like a rocket barrage here. Isn't enough to take out those units, but certainly having them pinned and things, getting a couple of them pinned is going to help out with this engagement as we see more heavy armor, Axis heavy armor pushing down this hill here. Has to be said that I think the Axis are getting up ahead of steam here, that I think it's going to be difficult for the Allies to get back on top of. Even more Axis armor pushing down the hill here. It's going to be very disappointing for the Allies to know that they were so close in terms of victory points, but just kind of running out of steam and aren't going to be able to get those last 50 or 60 in the bank that they need to put an end to this Axis assault on their bases. Golradaer now in a situation where he only has, it seems like he's probably just microing these individual units and waiting for the manpower for another person to come in and try and deal with this heavy Axis firepower, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Razor worried about the massive infantry in the middle, but seems to be doing fine with it, to be honest. Are they going to be able to take it out with this Stug? I wouldn't have thought, although Machine Brow is very confident indeed. Ready to do that for the finishing blow here with Architects. It looks like they may be ready to just charge inside, as he says, pushing into this base and maybe taking out the HQ, preventing Golradaer from rebuilding his HQ, from rebuilding another Pershing, I should say. So it looks like Architect is coming in here with support from Rauer. 4 Blitz Tigers with 2 of them with triple vet, 2 of them with double vet. Pushing into the base now. I wouldn't imagine it's possible for the Allies to hold on here. This could be a pretty spectacular thing. Blitzkrieg ability now pushed on all 4 of these tanks too. This Pershing has really finds itself on the wrong side of town. Look at this absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. It's been a fantastic and exciting game. Another Pershing does come in from Golradaer, although these Blitzkrieg ability is still active on these. Oh, we do see a bombing run coming in, it looks like. Will this one finally be the one that hits off and does the damage that we've been looking for? Well, it takes out the Allied barracks, so I suppose at least you can say that the bombing runs have got a kill in this game. Another bombing run coming in here. Let's see if this one can be the money load that we've been waiting for this entire game. Drops the bombs down. finally we see a little bit of damage here. Couple of crits on these tanks. One getting very low, one down now. And a couple of Pioneer squads taken out too. I mean, I don't think it's going to be enough at this stage, but certainly it's good to see that the Allies do get a little bit of joy for their efforts they put in this game. A triple veterancy Pershing as well, no less. Going to be helping out with that, doing a little bit of damage there, but it's showing its rear arm. It's got to be careful, particularly with these supporting infantry coming in, both holding Panzerschrecks. A destroyed engine there, that is going to go down unless it can hit the Allied war machine quick. Looks like he won't be able to do it in time. In the meantime, in the middle of the axis, we're able to push off this force of infantry that were in there. They do go down. And now it really is just a matter of time, I think, for these victory points to go down. Although we might see, and we might hopefully be able to see some interesting engagements to kind of close out the game here. Having said that, a little bit of a push in the south. The Allies have managed to get the South VP online. The north is not particularly strongly defended, just at MG, a Stug without veterancy, and a couple of Pioneer squads, so that's not going to be too much trouble. Although having said that, you know, it doesn't have to be too much in the north when there's this much bearing down on the Allied base, does there, to be honest. Oh, would you see another airborne unit coming in here? What is it? Is it a strafe? Looks like... I'm not able to quite see what that was going in there, whipping across the mini-map, unfortunately. Yep, I don't think even the best bombing run of all time has been able to stop this force coming in here, although here we do see something coming in. Is that a strafing run or bombing run? Looks like it's another pretty failed strafing run. Did a little bit of damage here, but not enough at all. Another force of Tigers ready to push here in the south. This one Tiger did manage to limp away. Although they are being bombed to hell by these howitzers on that. I think even 3 on-map howitzers might not be enough to take out one of these triple veterancy Tigers. Tigers now pushing into, who's this? AmericanPatriot's base now, could do a lot of damage. Big trouble indeed. The southern VP now as well is being lost to the Allies and the Pioneers, with the Panzerschreck there. Pretty badass, to be honest. The smallest squad, of course, apart from the sniper, in Company of Heroes 1, rushing around there with probably about as little anti-infantry powers as possible to have, but with that Panzerschreck there just to kind of intimidate, I suppose. And certainly they are intimidating to me, even from this distance, and even when I'm not participating in the game itself. Allies certainly not giving up, dropping in another AT gun there, trying to hold off this enormous force pushing into their base. But with the base defenses down, there's nothing to hold off these infantry. The Knights Crossholders here, kind of the finishing touch, the coup de grace, to take out the supporting infantry of the Allies. And I can't imagine what's going to go right here. Some, it looks like they don't have the Thompsons there. Rangers pushing in, but without the Thompsons, they really aren't that effective against infantry. Although those bazookas apparently can do a pretty good job. AmericanPatriot looks like it might be the only base to go down, although New Name has decided to leave the game, it appears, and the Axis will claim the victory here. Bentguru keen for a rematch, despite having gone through the ignominy of going down quite like this. But I think this was certainly, I mean, I don't cast or play many 4v4 games, but this is the sort of thing that's inspired me to maybe give it another go. Have a few more games like that. Absolute chaos across the map for the 45-50 minutes or so that we have been playing here. And yeah, I think I'll certainly look at games like this again in the future. I think this is always the issue with vanilla Company of Heroes 4v4s, is that they do have the veterancy problem. That as the Axis accrue all of this veterancy in the game, it does just get to the stage where, unless you've been able to accrue a similar amount of veterancy on your allied units throughout the game, or you've managed to maintain more of the map control, to that point you do just sort of run out of steam and eventually get steamrolled by these enormous amounts of high veterancy units that the Axis are able to pump out. Anyway, game over, and I think it was a good one. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Wow, look at all those supply drops there. Do let me know if you prefer these sort of big team games or you like the 1v1s that I've been doing. I mean, I was more of a 1 versus 1 player and a few 2v2s, but certainly this is very enjoyable to cast. So if it was enjoyable to watch too, let me know. I'll do some more of these going forward. With that, thank you for joining in and tuning in to Company of Heroes History, and I hope to see you again next time.